Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Expeditions Viking Let's Play. So I've run into a bit of an issue moving forward in the series. Apparently when they updated the game to, I think, the 1.02 version, it broke the save game function. So after that last battle that we fought here against the underground ones, I basically saved and was going to exit the cave here and, you know, do this fight in this episode, but I couldn't load my save game, so I have replayed this fight and I was successful again. The only difference being that Gunnar was also downed in my second attempt, so Aslaf and Gunnar both took like a light trauma wound or something, but otherwise I think our loot was more or less the same. I got a bearded Dane axe, which I think was the only difference. Also, I did realize that Adis had equipment on her that was pretty decent, so I took her helmet and her shield. I gave the helmet to Hakon, because that'll boost our damage resistance, and then I gave the shield to Gunnar because we needed a shield. I don't know if we get to keep these because I'm pretty sure she's only a temporary party member. I think as soon as this quest is over she leaves. But maybe we'll get to keep the gear. So anyways, he is no longer dual wielding. He's got an axe and a shield now. And again, Hakon has a helmet. And you can see it on the character, which I absolutely love. Okay, so with that cleared up, we're going to exit the cave now. And I assume fight the entire village, because they're not going to be too pleased with what we've just done. So hopefully we're up to the task. I don't think it will be more difficult than this fight unless they have just a huge amount of archers, which is entirely possible. So let's head on out and we'll see what happens. You're the last to leave the claustrophobic darkness of the tomb. The haze lifts from your mind when you emerge into the fresh air once more. Unfortunately, this most basic of pleasures doesn't occupy you for long. A bit of an angry mob is gathered in front of the burial mound, armed with pitchforks, axes, and rudimentary spears. Well, hopefully they all have those weapons and not bows and arrows. Because frankly, dealing with spears is not a big deal. As soon as you get over the initial astonishment that they managed to mobilize such a large crowd so quickly, your eyes are drawn to the figure at the front. How dare you? His powerful voice trembles with indignation. How dare you defile the sanctity of the tomb? How dare you defy the protection of the underground ones? How dare you steal from the venerable king of the ancients? Let's see. When you say underground ones, do you mean the wretched fools starving to death in there? He raises a finger and points to you in a pantomime of righteous anger. Wretched thieves, you break the most holy site of our ancestors, or you breach the most holy site of our ancestors, and then you have the gall to make light of the situation? No, we're not giving it back. Let's see. Stand aside or draw your weapons. Either way works for us. The vengeance of the underground ones will be visited upon us. There is only one way to appease them, a sacrifice. They were freaking just like starving men. They weren't even... in the last episode we did a perception check and we actually passed it for once. And they were basically just like starving guys that were in there. I don't know why they were in there or what was going on with that, but they were just human men. They weren't anything special. Kill the thieves, my friends. Their blood shall wash away the taint of our failure. Maybe there's just some like weird cult happening here. Looks like they've got slings, which I'm okay with getting rocks thrown at me. I just don't want arrows shot at me. And as usual, they've deployed me in such a way that my archers are immediately exposed. At least they put my shield guys in the front for once. But Kettle's already pinned in melee combat, which sucks, and then Ruskva is getting melee attacked as well. One of these days I'm going to get to go first in a combat, and the AI is not going to like it too much. Oh great, so she's in combat now. I mean, I can probably kill you outright and that'll let Kettle shoot his bow. The good thing is he can still charge even though he's using a shield. He doesn't have any shield skill though, so his chances to block with it are fairly low. But it's fine. Can you finish that guy off? You can. Okay, so that's one down, and that allows Kettle to then fire elsewhere. At least I thought so. Oh, there we go. 60%, but we can put down a marking or a ranging arrow wherever we need to. That guy's honestly not that much of a threat. Like, they aren't doing a whole lot of damage to her. I don't know if there's anybody really worthy of prioritizing here. Civilian. I wish it was more obvious which ones of these guys were healers. On their turn, it'll have like a symbol next to him. Okay, so you're a healer. Got it. In that case, I'd like to fire at you, but you have cover behind him. And I can't really move you anywhere else. I also don't really have any other way of doing damage to you, so let's have Hakon get this guy started. And then if Kettle would be so kind as to finish him off. Actually, let's do the ranging arrow first, because I always forget to do that, and I end up missing easy shots because of it. It's a free action, you may as well take it. You want to be strategic about when you use them, because you only get one per character per engagement. But obviously, this engagement's taking place right here, so there's really no reason to be wary about it. And then Hakon's going to step up to there. That will force you to take an attack of opportunity if you want to move. And then Gunnar, you can join in on that. Let's have you shift over here. I could go for a stun, but there's really no reason to. Let's go for a heavy swing instead, because we're not going anywhere. That was pretty weak. And then Ruskva, get your knife out and just start trading blows with this guy. I'm going to move you to there. Okay. So yeah, they're basically going to focus on her, but they all suck, so damage-wise, I'm not super concerned here. Yeah, slings are terrible. If you're going to use a sling, you may as well use a melee weapon, because slings are just bad. So if you're going to go range, bow and arrow, otherwise just go melee. Tactical move, so this guy's trying to flee, it looks like. They're really trying to focus on her, and she's doing surprisingly well tanking the damage. Let's see. I should be able to kill this guy in roughly 2 hits. It looks like you can do more damage than Hakon can, but I could try boosting it. I don't know, your damage resistance isn't very high. I don't know that it's going to make much of a difference. Let's see, I'll move you there. Actually, probably should have done a stun there, because she could have killed him. She almost did anyways. Yeah, just focus all your damage there. He's the only healer they've got, so we may as well just have everybody go in on this one. See if Gunnar can get the crit and maybe kill him. Nice. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Then Gunnar, you're going to move to there, so he can't run away. Hakon, move in here and give them something else to think about. And actually kill that guy. Let's see here. Aslave, step in front. Ruskva, go ahead and move. Just get away from that melee. Nefia, you can step in to help out. And that would allow him to kill that guy in 1 hit. 49 to 54 expected damage. I wonder if she could do enough to kill him. Not quite. that's not likely to happen. Well, that guy's really not a threat, so... Move to here, I suppose, and then shoot this guy. And then get back. Okay. Gonna throw a sling, or a rock at her. Not really much of an issue there. Apparently they all have tactical move. They're gonna go for her. Yeah. I tried to protect her, but they love focus firing your weakest characters, which is funny because I actually have the ability to what's it called? I have the ability to basically lower aggro on her. So like everybody who's not Aslafe and Hakon have an ability where they are less likely to be targeted. But it doesn't seem to make a difference because the AI still prioritizes
I see the fear in your eyes.
Your squishy characters. 95 right there. You know what? Let's try something here. Aslafe, move here. And then Kettle, finish that guy off, if you don't mind. And then Gunnar, I want you to charge this dude. Or this chick. I was hoping we would crit there. Oh well. So Hakon is here. Can't move any further. So nobody really needs to move. We'll just end it there. We do still have... Well, I guess just her. So finish it. Cool. Unfortunately, Ruskva is probably going to take some sort of wound from that, but we won, so I'll take it. Light puncture. Could be worse. Though the farmers are numerous, they are untrained and poorly equipped. When the last one falls, the grass is red with blood. Nefia surveys the carnage. That must have been every person for a mile around. Best we take a look around to make sure there were no witnesses. Yeah, we don't want to leave any witnesses behind here. Because we don't want anybody coming back at us for this. Take all this crafting stuff. Simple spear, nice. Eventually we're going to have more companions join us. So, interesting. Grab that. Huh. I guess let's see what that is. Empty. Okay, that was a complete waste. So I'm gonna wander around for a bit and see if there is basically anything else I need to take care of before we leave, but we're done with this quest, so we'll be moving on shortly. At the sound of branches crunching under your feet, a young man jumps from the campfire, sword and shield in hand, and challenges you in a voice that is surprisingly gruff for his age. Who's there? My name is Hakon Carson. What are you doing in the middle of the woods? The young man relaxes a little bit. I'm Narolf, and this is Rikvi. We're just headed north, and I figured we'd be safer making camp in here than out on the road. One can never be too careful. He nods. That's my thinking. Alright. As I recall, that's part of another quest, but I think the quest gets issued to the south, so we're gonna head that way. I think he's actually running off with her, and the father wants her returned or something. I could be wrong, though. Let's see, who's this person standing out here? Can we not talk to you? Doesn't look like I can get close. Ah, there we go. She said something, but I didn't catch it, and I can't start a dialogue with her, so we'll just leave it be. Let's see, where was that? I think we're getting toward the bottom of the map here. Ooh, that's lootable. Let's go grab that. Try to make sure I get everything on the ground, too. There's all sorts of crafting materials that you want to make sure you get. What's this? Skill point? Nice. I'll take free skill points. This might be it. Empty. Empty. Oh, come on. Actually, maybe it's not. As I recall, it's a camp with a lot of people in it. And it was in the south of the map, which is where we are. Ah, maybe it's here. Arnulf. 2 traders and a couple of hired guards have made a small camp among some recently felled trees on the outskirts of the hamlet. The near guard holds up a hand to stop you as you approach. The man at the campfire stands up to get a good look at you. Declare your intentions. My errand doesn't involve you, so my intentions don't concern you. Glad to hear it. You must excuse our caution. There's something off about this place. It doesn't help that we're recently 1 guard down. What is it about this place that bothers you? I've gotten sort of the same vibe. Just intuition. It's difficult to describe. Have you met the Godi? I have. He's a friendly enough fellow, and yet I find it difficult to trust him. How did you lose your man? The fool saw a pretty face in the hamlet and ran off with her as soon as we made camp. Nodoff is the scoundrel's name. Ah, we just met him. That's what it was. So it was one of this guy's guards. The trader nods toward the guard in the back, watching the forest. Once he was gone, the lout over there admitted to knowing that Nodoff is wanted and yelling for theft. It seems he signed with me purely so that he could skip town without anyone noticing his departure. All that doesn't concern me, of course, but he took off wearing a fine hide coat and an expensive sword. My fine hide coat and expensive sword. I can find him for you. I know exactly where he is. He gives you an evaluating look. I think you probably could. I don't care about the man, but if you bring back the gear he ran off with, I'll make it worth your while. He makes a vague gesture northward. The folks in the hamlet tell me Nodoff dragged the poor girl off in that general direction. Seems she came willingly, but I doubt she knows what kind of scoundrel she's fallen for. Alright, so we've got a little scrap that we're going to get into with them. I'll probably do the non-lethal attacks on them, because it doesn't seem like there's any reason to kill them. We'll take any loot we can find. Some salvage, that's always handy. So, let's, oh, there are people here still. That's interesting. Let's head on north, back to where they were, and we'll have a chat with them. Nodoff gives you a long look. Back again? What is it this time? You wouldn't happen to know anything about the dead man on the wagon down the road? I found him too. Part of the reason we decided to camp in here, out of sight from any roaming bandits. Your previous employer asked me to find you. He immediately raises sword and shield. Is that right? And what are you planning to do about it? Let's see. We can make a hard strength check, which we would normally be able to pass, but because we're slightly injured, it might be a little bit trickier. But yeah, knocking him out sounds better than killing him, so let's try that. So take a nap, kid. We succeeded. So Nodoff's guard isn't bad, but you still managed to catch him unawares. Your fist connects with his jaw with the most satisfying thud, and he sinks to the ground unconscious. The girl is covering her mouth with both hands, but she stays quiet like a mouse while you strip Nodoff of his ill-gotten sword and hide coat. Go home, girl. Men like this are never worth it. She doesn't reply. She just stands there, staring at you with a shocked expression on her face as you leave. So that went significantly better. We'll take that stuff. Than it did for me last time. Last time, I think we ended up having to kill them both. Or at least in the pre-alpha, is what I mean. So let's return to the employer to see what he has to say about it. Maybe he'll let us keep this stuff. I highly doubt it, but it's worth a try. Alright, we're back. The small group is still where you last left them. The trader again stands up when you enter their camp. Did you manage to track down the scoundrel? We can lie and keep the equipment. I wish I had saved. I would like to see what happens if we do this, because I would really like to keep that gear. but I feel bad for being dishonest, and I don't think my companions would much care for it if I was. I found him, and I brought back your equipment. The trader throws his hands up in triumph. Best news I've heard in weeks. He beams as you return his stolen armor and sword to him, checks it for damage, and stashes it securely among his travel kit. Damn it. He comes back with 5 fine pelts rolled up under his arms. Thank you, my friend. Now, did I say... I did say I would make it worth your while, so here's a stack of hides from the wagon. You earned them. Couldn't I have just kept the gear? It's way more useful to me. I met a new faction. That's interesting. Got some skill points. I guess that's fine. Later on in the game, from what I understand, we'll be able to craft far superior stuff anyways. From what I've read, once you have a good crafting companion, the stuff you can make is like hugely overpowered. So I don't think that the gear we currently have is going to matter much because we're not too far off being able to do that. So I think we're going to return home, at least briefly. We need to rest our guys a bit. So yeah, we got to get rid of some of these injuries. We got to drop off what's her face. I don't think Adis wants to join me in Reba. And then we will head to Reba, where we're going to recruit some mercenaries, and there's a whole other quest line in there before you can do that. But yeah, anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Expeditions Viking with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next episode.